Hey guys, Justice here, and today I'm going to show you how to build a simple and easy iron farm. So, first thing we're going to want to do is decide where we want to put the kill chamber. That's going to help us find our center point for the rest of the build. So let's just put it here. We're going to do a 4-block wide. Pull those out. Let's grab a chest, and we'll drop a chest in right there. For our feed system, we're going to feed into our chest using hoppers. So just go ahead, daisy chain all your hoppers together and build this up a block. We're going to leave those empty. I'll show you why in just a second. So that'll feed in, and we need to put water down. The water's going to stop the iron golems from completely catching on fire. Now, as you can see, it spills out, but everybody likes to watch the iron golems burn. So let's grab some glass. Now, you don't want the items to spill off into these spaces over here, so you're going to use glass blocks, and that'll contain the flow. Now, moving further up, we can use block or pane. I'm going to just stick with blocks because that's what I have right now. And up we go. So, iron golems are 3 high, and basically what that means is we need to have a 3 high chamber to kill them. So, we're going to go ahead, drop some signs here, because they're basically an invisible block, and you're thinking, wood signs, won't lava burn that? But no it doesn't. And we'll get our lava bucket. Apparently I just got an achievement. Cool. Yeah, you can't spawn iron golems easily, so let's grab that. And I don't remember whether it's a jack-o'-lantern or a pumpkin. Might be a jack-o'-lantern. Okay. Let's push him into there. Bam. And as you can see, he burns on fire, but he keeps getting put out by the water. Okay, he'll burn, and it's 4 iron ingots. So, that is our kill chamber. Let's trim that up. And we're just going to block it off right now because we don't want anything to fall in it. Let's shut the rain off. So, I'm running it in the snapshot just because I like to see the new stuff, but this build is not going to feature any of those new blocks. We're going to want to come, I believe it's 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's because of the flow of water. I could be wrong, it might be 8, but I am pretty sure it's 7. We're going to find out in just a second. Let's grab some quartz. Okay, so we got that put in place. Extend this out a little bit. Just like that. And as you can see, we line up right with the center there. And we should get the same thing here. And that lines us up with the center. So now, if I come along, and you don't you don't want to put any water in on these 3 blocks, just the upper part, because if you do that, then what it'll do is it'll just automatically fill everything in. Something's not right. We can always extend it out afterwards, so I'm just going to go ahead and build the 7. We'll find out very shortly if this is the size it's supposed to be. And there you go. So, pretty sure it's 7. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this built in. And it looks like it's going to work out. So this design is it's good for a couple of reasons. There is a few other designs, a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. I'm sure you've seen some designs with redstone if you're looking at other videos, but this is the most common design. And it's basically a floor for the water to cause them to spawn. Then you get a second floor for them to spawn in as well. And in between those 2 floors is where you put the villagers. So basically what ends up happening is it's an algorithm that decides however many villagers to doors the ratio is. And that'll allow you to spawn so many villagers. Once you have 10 villagers spawned, it'll start spawning iron golems. The more villagers, or the more doors you have, the more villagers you get. The more villagers you get, the faster your iron golems will spawn. So, as long as there's no monsters or anything to kill them, then you can breed and add many villagers. I find a good... Okay, why? What happened there? Hang on. Anyway, I find that a good number to put in each section is 10. Gives a good number, good spawning. Not really a lot of issues with it. Let's just count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why. And you can do this by building, I guess, like a little spawning hut. Basically, you want a building a ways away from your iron farm, and it's going to have lots of doors stacked on top of each other. And this will activate the spawning. You get 2 or 3 villagers, and you put them on a track. On the track, you push a minecart down the track. The minecart picks up the villagers, and then you can have it go and just dump it into your iron farm. This method also works if, say, you don't have a village in the area. You'll be able to use that and get villagers to your area. Let's pop that back in there, make it day. And 1 there. So as you can see, if I open that up, which I am going to close again, the water gets all the way to the edge but does not go into the center. So we're just going to come along, finish these walls. We're going to want to raise the corners up a little bit. Just like that. And then let's come over here and do the same thing. And we're going to want to put a piece just on each end. This is where we're going to build the villager spawners. Let's quickly fix this. Are we still good? Yep. Okay. 4 across. And that's 4 more. And last one. So let's grab a door. You know what? I never used jungle doors, so let's give that a shot. Now, you can place a door like this, or you can place the door like this. Depending on how you place it, depends on how it's going to look for the, how it's going to calculate a house. I don't know 100% if it affects spawning, but I do know that not placing the doors inward on the iron farm has caused me problems in the past. So by placing them inwards, we're telling the computer, hey, this is the outside, even though we're going to cover this. So come all the way around with doors. And let's grab our terracotta, and we're going to go around, we're going to build the second part. I'm not really sure why they changed the name from clay to terracotta. It's part of the update that's coming. I imagine that by the time I post this video, the update will probably have already been out. I think it comes out tomorrow. This video will probably come out in a few more days than that. But hopefully I'll be able to release a couple of videos and you guys will have something to watch. So we want to bring this out basically to right where we had the last one, and this is why I said to fill in the center. We don't need to do that on this one, but we do need to keep the center filled there. If we make any mistakes with water, and say you're doing this in survival, you don't want to have to go and get buckets of lava again. 4 is the nicer number, but you can make it work with 1. And say you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of iron, buckets are expensive to make, it's just a huge pain. I've learned, cover up that hole when you're building an iron farm until you're finished. So we put all that in, just like that. Let's grab our quartz again. And we want to line the tops of these doors. So this is the way we kind of trick the system. This door is going to check, and it's going to see that on one side of it, it's open to the air. On the other side of it, it's not, and it's going to register as a house. If you have the same number of blocks above a door, like for instance, let me just drop this here. So if I put a door like this, and let's see if I can get this. just for those of you that don't know, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 blocks on either side of it. That's going to tell the system that that's an interior door. Just so you know how it figures it out. We won't have this problem, and that's why you need to make sure that all the way around the iron farm where the doors are, in this block, all the way around, don't build anything. So I'll show you later on how I've changed up a few things to kind of make it blend in with whatever the architecture is. Let's pop this around here, second level, and so I don't know how many of you have built in areas where water freezes. Here's the quick and simple solution: glowstone. So you're just going to take your glowstone, drop it here, here. Now when I place my bucket of water in, that water right here is not going to freeze. So you would line the whole thing in glowstone, just the lower level all the way across and the corners, and that's what would stop your water from freezing if you were building this at a higher level. If you do, this can be extended up and down. They need to be 60 blocks apart. So from the top of where you finish your iron farm, go up 60 blocks and start the base of your next iron farm. We built ones on our server. We had 2 of them running, and they were three levels. I'll probably actually be able to pop over and give you guys a quick glimpse of that. But we produced so much iron, we had no idea what to do with it. So I want to make sure this isn't spawnable. I'm just going to drop a half slab around the edges. I'm playing on peaceful right now, so I shouldn't actually get anything spawning. But most people playing on survival don't want to play on peaceful. See some of my other builds over there. So these are just little 4x4 areas. It's about all you need. Doesn't comfortably fit 10 villagers, so you might want to build them a little bigger. You could come out, you could sacrifice your doors, or you could just come out a little bit further like this and have a 4x5, which gives you a 2x3 space. If you're gonna spawn in a pile of villagers, the iron farm's not actually a bad spot to go and do all your trading. So, get this last one in, and our last cover. Let's grab a torch, because that's the other thing. We don't want monsters to spawn on the base of that, so we're just going to throw some torches in there, 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 one here. Oh, I want them actually in there. And then we'll come along the top. This is kind of overkill, but whatever, it makes it look nice. And it guarantees that you're not going to get any spawning whatsoever, because every block is within 7 blocks of a torch. So let's just come down here. I'm going to do the same thing all the way across. Oh, come all the way across. And almost done. So we've got everything built. We can ditch that, come up here. Let's make it day again. I'm gonna grab some villagers. 4, 6, 8, 10. 4, 6, 8, 10. 4, 6, 8, 10. 4, 6, 8, 10. So I just want to show you something real quick. Let's grab some powered rail, a torch, and a cart. Take some powered rail, drop that on, spawn a villager, throw a cart, and there we go. Took a little bit, but picked them up. And as you can see, the iron golem spawns and flows down through the middle. Then we can come down, watch him die, and let's see what he gives us. Look at that, 2 poppies, 4 more iron ingots. The system works pretty well. It takes, I guess, a couple minutes before you start seeing stuff actually spawn. But you'll get a steady flow, and if you extend this up to do the higher versions, which I'm going to show you right now. So basically this is a 2-tiered iron farm. I've built it out of quartz, and I've used glass to go in between the 2 levels. You can use this technique if, say, you're building a city but you want an iron farm, like you're building a city in survival, skyscrapers and all that stuff. This will blend right in, no problem. Another technique I will show you right now. This is another way of doing an iron farm. I've built the main gate to my castle, which you may have noticed from Castle Build episode 1. I've since finished it, and our second tower right here, I've put in an iron farm. Now it's the exact same iron farm from what you saw just a few seconds ago. It's just I've wrapped it in a castle tower. Kill chamber down there, nothing's really different. From the one I showed you how to build, I use lanterns to light the villager baskets instead of using torches. Just something different. But as you can see, nothing is closed off. The iron farm is completely open to the sky, and that's one of the big reasons why it will produce a massive amount of iron. If you close it in, you will get problems because it changes how it reads things. Look. We just had another guy fall. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit like, and if you really did, hit subscribe.